Hi, Skyfarers, and welcome to Aethercast, the Kharadron Overlords channel and podcast. Today on the show, we are experiencing mutiny. That's right.
Yeah.
We're the captain now. Hello, everyone.
Please
How
walk
are
the
you doing?
plank.
Yeah.
And it's just the two best crew members on the boat.
Yeah. The only ones left to man the boat. We're gonna try steer the boat tonight without Lee. So please excuse any technical issues, but I'm sure we'll manage. So joining me today is Alex. Alex, how have you been?
All right. Yeah. Play. Keep practicing with KO. Played this little event the other weekend.
How was it?
3 day. Free game. 1 day. 1-2 lost top table against Ideneth, unfortunately.
Okay.
Was specking more into the mortal wound. Like I was doing a lot of control before, now I'm trying to go back into damage using warp lightning vortex, bomblets, ram. Still 2 navigators because 2 navigators are just too good to ignore.
It is awesome.
I trapped a battle cabbage on one side of the board the whole game. It just my destroyers move 2 or 3 times, but you've only got 3-inch moves, so it just slowly crawled its way over, and then I went.
It gets there, but slow, yeah. Awesome. So today, other than mutiny, we are talking about the new Stormcast. The book has been out now for a couple of days. We looked through it to see who might be good allies for KO, who might help us out in these troubling times. And ongoing this weekend, 3 games in, is a 2-day tournament in Germany, in Kassel, organized by the Mini Paradise team. There's, I think, 58 players and 4 KO lists, and we'll have a look at the lists and see how they went on their first day today.
It's fantastic. We're getting all these events happening again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Gives us people down under something to look at and read while we're trapped in our houses.
Oh, you're trapped again. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, no. We're down to that again.
Yeah, I can see in the UK definitely they're catching up with tournaments. But little KO was surprised 4 lists here. And they are doing pretty well so far. But more on that later in the show. Okay.
So spoilers from this title card.
Yeah, there's a spoilers. Dragons. But before dragons, the Celestine Prime. Always a trustworthy ally for KO in the past. And he got more expensive with the new edition. Went to 325 from 300 points. So you could still stick in another 65 points of Ether Wings if you wanted to complete your 400 points. But he got significantly better because he has a 4+ award save now.
Yeah, so he sticks around. He's actually you can stay. He's gonna come and he's gonna hit something. He's gonna hit back. He's gonna survive a turn. Then he's gonna get to do it again.
Well, or at least he gets in and he survives the Unleash Hell to do his guaranteed charge. So yeah, that was my trouble. I played a lot with him end of 2nd edition in Barrack Fring. And then in 3rd edition, I'm going to charge you. Oh, okay, I'm going to Unleash Hell. Boom, he's dead. Oh, thank you. So I mean, much better.
It's just
much better.
That guaranteed 12-inch charge, right? That's what he's always going to make it in. He's never going to whiff it.
Yeah, it is his threat that he can calm down. People need to account for him. The base is not too big. I think it's a 100 millimeter base.
The Morathi base.
It's pretty small, so he can stick somewhere in his guaranteed 12-inch. The only thing is that he got a little change for his ability. You now need to declare it before you roll. So he has this ability once per turn. He can change your roll. So before you were like trying, I'll try to roll my 12 or my 10. I made it. Okay, I can save it for a reroll hit or reroll save later. Now actually you need to use it, and you're probably always gonna use it when he comes down. You can say, okay, I'm gonna guarantee him a 12-inch charge. Go in.
Yeah.
Yep. And he lost his bravery buff and debuff, so he gave everyone a +2 bravery, I believe, or was it the other way around? +1 and -2 to the others. Well, everyone was cheering when he came down. USA, USA. Prime comes down, boom, bombs and stars and stripes. Not so much anymore, but still a good choice, I think. He's still
yeah.
And a beautiful model.
What would you say to people who are using him, who want to? When should he come down? Turn 1, turn 2, maybe even turn 3.
Personally, I always try to keep him until turn 3, because then he really smacks face with 7 attacks. If you need it, do it turn 2. If you see, okay, I need to remove someone from an objective, I need to clear someone out, okay, then do it. He's still good with 5 attacks. You could even, put him in reserve and bring him down turn 1 if you see you need him.
If you really need the Alpha Strike.
Yeah, but I don't think he's not an Alpha Strike build list, because he's counting on staying in reserve coming later.
Yeah, he's your Sylphan, sit in the back. We'll let them come forward, then you start coming out and start bombing them.
Yeah, you shoot them from afar when they come. When they open, their backfield is open, he drops down from behind and kicks in. Sadly, you cannot take him anymore, even in Fring, with Gotrek. So you cannot have Gotrek running up from the front and then him coming from the back. That doesn't work, because Barrack Fring lost the what are they called? The Coalition Dwarden, but now it's Coalition Dwarden from cities and Fire Slayers specifically.
It's because Hellcannons were too powerful. That's why they stopped that.
Must be the reason. So yeah, we can see in the chat, Aethercast is in chat. That's not us. That's the guy that we closed into the brig. That's Lee. He's currently building one. 2 years later. Well done, Lee.
What a what?
a prime conversion. So yeah, that's good. I think you can do nice things with wings and steampunk parts from the Atmec kit. Some, I don't know, turbines on his back or some endurance. There's good possibilities there. And obviously, wielding Galmaraz, the hammer made by dwarves, needs to be a dwarf wielding that hammer.
Dwarf hammer should be a dwarf. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. A classic, nothing new, still not from a new book, Knight-Incantor. I think GW or the community side once advertised the KO book. Yeah, it's a great KO book, and you can take a Knight-Incantor, which is not even a KO unit, because he's a wizard. That's awesome.
I remember that was second edition. They're like, so how have all these armies gotten better in second edition? They're like, this army got this, that army got that. KO got the ability to take Stormcast, which are really cool.
But he or she is still good. 125, so she went down in points. She is a wizard. She has a 3-up save. Not bad. 5 wound character. She has a 5-inch move, so 1 more than your KO characters on foot. Still has the auto unbind once per battle with the Void.
Very good.
Void Stone Scroll or Void Storm Scroll, or what's it called. So basically, if you're eyeing a navigator with the Void Stone Orb artifact, this saves you the artifact and maybe the battalion you need to access that artifact or the trait.
You got 30 points to spare.
30 points more, put in an encounter. It lost its suicide vest, so the spirit flask, when you were in combat, start of combat phase, you could blow them and do mortal wounds to everyone, which was fun. And it was sometimes a gotcha moment when you're like, okay, I'm gonna charge in the encounter, like, what is he doing? And then boom, 3 mortal wounds, your character is dead. Like, oh, I forgot about that. But basically, it's just there for a Mystic Shield conveyor.
And Mystic Shield has a lot of really, works really nicely with an Ironclad or with 20 Iron Breakers if you ally them in. Anything with a 3+ save loves Mystic Shield.
Yes. So on the Ironclad, I think that's the turn 1 Mystic Shield on the Ironclad. And maybe even more important is the, it's a hero. He can do hero stuff. He can do heroic actions. It's an unbind. You get the automatic unbind, which against some armies is so important. You're gonna stop that spell portal from Kairos. You're gonna stop that spell portal from Teclis, or you're gonna stop the Technado, the spell. You're gonna stop. I don't know what other spells are. A Mind Razor maybe.
A lot of, Mind Razor, yeah. A good choice is always if your opponent's trying to cast portals, spell portals, it's because they're not in range. So stop the spell portals usually shuts down a lot of the damage coming at you that turn.
And 1 round can be enough for you. Then you go in, shoot the hero or whoever is doing it. It stops the bridge for many cities build. We're seeing a lot of Iron Drakes coming back with the bridge casting at plus 100 in Hallowheart. So
yeah,
it doesn't matter. No, not this round. Iron Drake's just sitting there for a round, not doing what they're doing. That's 580 points plus the Rune Lord plus whatever they invested. Not doing anything, not bringing anything to the game for a round.
If it's very powerful if used right. The automatic unbind, yeah.
Yep, definitely. So
other
always a good one.
things to mention, I think. So I recently found out. Maybe everyone else knows. I recently found out. Endless spells are now army specific. So even though you have a Knight-Incantor, you can't get the Comet or the Hammernado or whatever.
Yeah.
You can't take that anymore. But a Knight-Incantor could totally still cast things like Shackles or Burning Head or Geminids. So
Definitely.
if you want 2 endless spells, you get a Rat Trap and Geminids and just murder your way through something.
Absolutely. You could take, I think Shackles is a great call. Not getting charged by those Sons of Behemoth for a round while you take them off. Always valid. Although
definitely
the Incantor doesn't get any bonuses to casting, so might struggle against some armies to actually get it off.
Yeah. Like Sons of Behemoth, you'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
But anything like tech, as soon as you see a Teclis or a Croak, it just
I mean, Croak doesn't get too much bonuses, but it's just 4 points for
plus 3 or 4. It's like plus 3 or something.
But also to unbinding. I'm not sure. And also, of course, you can dispel endless spells, your opponent's endless spells. So a wizard is always handy to have. Okay, moving on to something new and shiny and leathery wings, flaming weapons, dragons.
And we've got dragons.
We got dragons with, I might say, equally bad flying stands that we have seen on the ships. This one is just tucked into his belly somehow on this ball thing, and I'm gonna guarantee you after 3 games, this dragon's gonna start to like tilt forwards, and if you glue it, it's gonna break off, and you need to figure something out. It's the same problem. Flight stands, GW, they don't know how to make flight stands. These are bad. The Knight Draconis. Knight Draconis is a hero. He is a monster, so that's cool. He is on a 3+ save, 11 wounds, so pretty durable. He takes up a slot for those in the battalions for the 10+ wounds heroes, but we don't have any of those anyway in the book, so we don't mind. 12-inch move, flying, so he can keep up with KO. He has an ability once per battle. He can make a Stormdrake Guard unit shoot in the hero phase. We'll look at Stormdrake Guards in a second. It's not as useful because you cannot stick in another unit of 2 with his points. What you could maybe do is stick in 1, but I'm not sure that's worth it. I think he's an option if you don't have the points you need for 2 Stormdrake Guard. And we'll see why in a second. They all have all these cool new dragons. They have an ability after the combat. They pick a unit, roll a dice. If they go over the wounds characteristic, they slay one model that your opponent chooses, though. So you cannot like destroy coherency end of battle or end of combat. I mean, but still, it's nice. Remove another one. They have a 4+ spell ignore. It's always handy to have. The shooting doesn't have a shooting characteristic, but it's just a roll a dice and do mortal wounds. So also an option when he gets charged, unleash hell. It doesn't get worse with that. I think the range is 18 inches on the shooting. So yeah.
Yeah. And he can do the hero phase move and charge.
Oh yeah, they can move in a hero phase, and can he also do it? I think his ability is to make people shoot.
I mean, I'm not sure. We can
go.
talk about it more with the other dragons.
Knights. What's his name? They all call knights something in this book. Does he have defeat to? No, because he cannot move.
Okay.
And it's just once per battle. No, he doesn't have the move thing. So not as useful. So
bonuses that he has over the other dragons. He's a hero monster, so he can heal. He can get a command. He can issue command points to things.
He can put himself on a 2+ save with best day ever.
Yeah.
So,
beyond 3+ base save is nuts.
It is good for that points. 11 wounds, 3+ save, 255 points.
But a hero.
He's okay.
You could give him Arcane Tome if you wanted to.
No, he's an ally. You can't.
I thought you could give allies artifacts. You just can't make him your general. Or is that coalition units?
Coalition can get artifacts, but he cannot. Pretty sure allies cannot get artifacts. Yeah, you can do all the monster abilities that monsters can.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the cool guys.
This is the pick.
This is hilarious because.
So let's talk. It's first of all, it's 285 points. Think about what else is. This is 300. This is 35 points more than a frigate. Now, what would you rather, a frigate or two of these guys?
So 12-inch move, 9 wounds each, so 18 wounds in total with a 3+ save. What else is 18 wounds and a 3+ save? An Ironclad. Cool. Let's compare to an Ironclad. 285 points to 400 and what are we now? 90. Okay. Yeah. In favor. 12-inch move moves 2-inch more than an Ironclad. Okay. And they don't get worse in movement. I think I'm not sure. Maybe they do. Okay. Obviously, Ironclad, they can fly high. They can transport people. Obviously, we know about that. But hear me out. 4+ spell ignore. So against some mortal wound spells, that's handy. 3+ 3-inch coherency instead of 1-inch. Okay, it's just because you can't stick the wings together on the models, so they allow for a 3-inch, which actually allows them to screen a bit better. I think they have rather big oval bases, maybe gunhauler bases. These things.
I think they're on gunhauler bases. I want to say they're on gunhauler bases.
So once per battle, they can hero phase move. So like an Ironclad in Zilfin. They have the same mortal wound shooting all the dragons have. You just roll a dice. It's minimum 1 mortal wound or best case D6 or 6 mortal wounds. And when they charge, the lances have Rend 2. And I looked at the damage profile of these. So if you have the 2 charging in, they're basically the same as an Ironclad, just with more Rend.
Well, in shooting, like they do the same damage output as an Ironclad shooting.
The shooting is comparable to the bombs. So you drop a bomb, 2+ D3 mortal wounds. They roll 2 dice, 1 D3 or D6 mortal wounds. It's somewhere there at range.
Yeah.
But then you charge them in with 2 Rend and the dragon's attacks and everything. And it's very similar to the shooting profiles. Just they have 2 Rend. They have 2 Rend, and the Ironclad has 1 Rend. So again, I think they come out on top. And then after fighting, they have the same ability with they flap their wings, they create some wind tornado, and one guy flies off from the enemy unit. It's just hilarious points wise. Like, who
and
pointed
then
these people?
So we also did So these are the guys that after they do their free hero phase move on a 2+, they also get a charge, which bypasses. Which bypasses Unleash Hell, which bypasses your Barak Mornar staff. Does that bypass the Khorne Demon Prince half charge as well? Is that just in the charge phase?
I'm not sure. I think it's also like start of the charge phase. You have this aura.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
So
I'm not proficient in chaos stuff. But it is strong. Like, you can alpha charge with these people. You move them, then you can charge. Then in the shooting phase, you get to shoot. And then in the fighting phase, you get to fight again. And since you charge the turn, you still get the bonus of on the lances. If you didn't kill whatever you charged.
And they can all-out defense for a 2+ save. You can take these guys and a Knight-Incantor, can you? No, 10 points over.
10 points. You don't need. You take these guys. You can clear a screen with the pregame move and charge, and then you shoot and charge whatever's behind the screen. That's why an army of these people is scary. So
this is good. These are going to be in every list because everyone can take Stormcast as allies, right?
You know why? Because these things are going to be sold out like day 2, and then they will struggle to reproduce them and deliver them to the world for half a year.
Well, it's good for us. We're not going to use these models. We're going to make conversions, right?
Absolutely.
The Mechanicus line is all going to be sold out with their big flapping aeroplane they've got there.
So we have a question in the chat from Evelina. Hi, Evelina. She's asking. Wait, I know how to do this. Technic.
Ooh.
Show.
Look at that. We don't even need Lee.
Yeah, we don't need you, Lee. How much more important has it become to have a navigator's half move ability? It is much more.
2 navigators.
Because it's the, god, beast, hero era, whatever you want to call it, with Archeon, with Morathi, with dragons now, to half move or even quarter move, because the navigator ability stacks. Is so good. It's like a Be'lakor ability. You take them out for 1 round out of the game. Archeon, yeah, sure, but you got all buffed up. You're not doing anything this round. You're moving 3.5 inches.
But unlike Be'lakor, it's you can do it every turn for the whole game. You just go stop, 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 and Archeon is just stuck on 3 inches while you teleport around, shoot everything else off, take all the objectives.
You just need to make your free up rolls on 36 inches. Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I noticed people targeting my navigators now first. Even if they don't have any artifacts, anything, they're targeting the navigators. Like Kairos, spell portal, 6 mortal wounds, bye-bye. That kind of thing.
And that is why you take an Incantor. Take out the spell portal.
It's all coming together. Okay, how do I... Haha. There we go. Okay, so these guys, I think they're good.
I think they're more than good.
The models are cool. Do they have different poses? Yeah, I think they have 2 different poses.
It's because the Lord had one with the wings up, right? In the previous slide.
Same kit?
Yeah, same kit.
This guy looks so much more cooler.
So that's why. This one
has like a cool helmet and armor.
That's why they let you have a unit of one of these guys if you wanted to, because you can either build it as a unit of 2 Stormdrake Guard, or you can build it as a character and this one other guy, I guess.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, you could definitely stick on top like a Fire Slayer guy from. You get so many of those guys in the Microdrift kit. I can see a Rune Sun just riding a dragon with a spear.
Oh yeah,
and a shield. I wouldn't mind.
It's if you believe hard enough, it's almost like having a new model for Fire Slayers.
Let's not go there. Okay.
So
next.
Yeah, I think dragons are going to be almost a staple. They're just so good until their points go all the way up.
I was about to say, unless Christmas and they go to
400 points like they should be.
Nah, 320 or something. They're gonna do a thing where you cannot take enough in a Stormcast army, where you cannot bring like 8 of these guys in an army, something like that. I don't know the maths, but yeah.
But only after everyone's bought like 50 dragons.
Absolutely, because when they sold out, yeah. Vigilors. Vigilors are a new unit in cool armor, Primaris armor with bows and swords, and they can do both. They can fight with a sword and use the bow with one
Shadow
hand.
Warriors would like a word.
Yeah, these are quite expensive. 5 for 195 points, but they have an 18-inch reach with a 5-inch move, so 1 inch more than your Thunderer. There are 2 wounds each on a 4+ save, I think. What makes these guys good is they shoot better than rifles. Instead of freeze and force, they're freeze and freeze, 2 shots each. And
why is the bow better than the gun?
Because Stormcast. The good thing about these guys is if they actually wound something, which is not a given thing, because I think they commander gets an extra shot. So 11 shots, freeze and freeze, 1 rend, 1 damage. So yeah, you might struggle to actually cause a wound. But if you do, everyone gets a +1 hit against that unit, every friendly unit. It doesn't say Stormcast. It doesn't say hammers of I don't know what chamber. It's just everyone. Which means if you take them as allies, you move them forward, you shoot someone with it, it's everyone gets a +1 to hit against that target. It's like a mini flare arrow.
So these are good allies for just like every army, really. If they just give +1 to your whole army, a lot of people are going to might take these.
Yeah, although I think the +1 to hit is just in shooting.
Oh, okay.
I think. And they're pretty pricey, 195 points. But yeah, something worth noting and considering. Okay, let me quickly check. Vigilors, blah blah blah. No, +1 to hit rolls for attacks. Ooh, spicy. So better now.
Heals. Even Sylvaneth might want that.
Everyone a +1 to hit is You mean you save a command point basically.
Sucks to be Daughters of Cain. Your goddess chose to blow up that city. Now you don't get these friends.
You don't get the shiny friends. Exactly. Okay, I think that's all we can say about them. They're more expensive than Thunderers. So, what is he saying? Lee is saying it's only until end of phase. Oh, end of turn. Wrongly, end of turn.
Yeah, see, this is why he walked the plank.
Yep. Off he goes. Okay. Stormstrike Chariots, the goodest of the good boys, pulling a chariot. I can see so many pod racer conversions of this thing.
Oh no, yeah.
So what do they bring? 12-inch move, still fast, same as a gunholder. 12 wounds and a 3-up save, so much more tankier than a gunholder.
So tougher than the gunholder. Okay, made of it's a ship, made of metal and iron.
Yeah.
Worse save and less wounds than 2 Stormy Boys with 2 Griffins.
So you I think almost always take the spear weapon choice because it's 2 attacks with 2 rend, 2 damage. The others is more attacks with just 1 rend. I think 2 rend is awesome. It does impact hits every time it charges. Unmodified charge roll, each 4+ is a mortal wound. So same as a Stonehorn.
But you like battle rams, so you gave it to everybody.
165 points. Yeah, that's pretty good. and they can give, like, if they charge in, whatever they charged has a -1 to hitting them back. So you can, I think, comfortably charge them in, deal mortal wounds, spend a command point for all out defense if you have a hero somewhere nearby. So they're on a 2-up save with a -1 to be hit, and then activate them later. Activate somewhere else first, because they're gonna be fine.
And you can take 2 of these in as allies.
Yes, you can take 2 of these. I think they're single, so you cannot make a unit of 2, but still, yeah, 2 single ones. Zooming about. Pretty
Come
good.
in with your charge the same thing, your ironclad charges, and just mortal wound that thing off the table.
Yep. They're handy. With 12 wounds, they also count as 2 models. Doesn't make much difference. Oh, that's another thing I forgot about the dragons. They're monsters. They count as 5. So the unit of 2, they count as 10. An ironclad counts as 5 models.
No, 2.
No, it has more than.
No, it's not a monster. Ironclad, doesn't matter how many wounds you have, you'd only count. Oh no, Max, you've been cheating.
The dragon. No, I'm not cheating, but the dragons count as 10. That's
yeah.
Stupid. And obviously monsters, you can do all the monster things with them.
They can stomp, they can roar.
Yeah, they get the extra points for killing battle line and things, but
they you get more points on your battle tactics with the dragons because the monster killed a battle line, monster took an objective.
But the dragons, they count as 10, so they just go in, annihilate something. If there's some things left, then just I count as 10, my objective.
And
where the ironclad just goes, I'm worth 2, and everyone inside my belly is worth nothing.
They're 200 points cheaper, more than 200 points cheaper.
205. Yeah. Invest. Hit the button and invest. Back to the Battle Ram Chariot. I think that's basically all. It's pretty evident why it's good. If you have the points.
It's cool. It's cool. It's not a dragon.
Can zoom about. Big base can block people. It can even work as a anvil. Just send it forward. 2+ save.
3 wounds.
You can get this
wounds,
and you could get this and a Knight-Incantor. Put a Mystic Shield in it. Go 1-up save. -1 to hit. And it just blocks someone for a round.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's all the ones that we have here that Lee prepared slides for us. Thank you, Lee. But there's a couple I'd like to mention.
Yeah.
Indrasta, the winged angel. She's 5 points less than the prime, so 325. She's good in combat from the start. She has good move, but she also has a ward save 4-up. But the problem with her, I think, is she's good against monsters, so she makes them bracket 10 wounds, which is not helpful against a guardian.
Do not charge Star. Oh yeah, and do not charge Scarbrand, for the love of God. Do not charge Scarbrand.
But all her abilities don't affect Kharadron. She brings back Stormcast, which is nice. She makes Battle Shock immunity to cities, and Stormcast doesn't help us. So I think she's, I don't think she's I think the Prime now with the ward save is the better choice.
And she doesn't have an auto charge, so she could very well just fail the 9-inch charge and do nothing for a whole turn.
That's true.
So
yeah,
and then the Prime, you're getting in.
Yeah. And then there's another cool named character, Bastion Carphalos, I think is the name. He's angry looking super
chapter master of the Golden Boys.
Hammers of Sigmar, I think. He's a melee monster. He has 4 attacks, -2 rend with 4 damage each.
Yeah.
Not bad. He has an ability once per turn. He can pick 1 unit anywhere on the battlefield, roll a dice equal to the wounds characteristic, so Gargans or anything else, dragons. And each for 6 up is a mortal wound. So that's nice.
And you can do this every turn. So
every turn.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
turn,
if it's just his hero phase, or maybe it's just your turn. But still, five times.
5 times, and that's you're rolling 30 dice at a Gargant, which is going to get 5 mortal wounds on average.
5 or 6, yeah.
It's a fair chunk of damage just offhand, just to do.
Yeah, he has a nice ability where he, after everyone's set up, before determining who has the first turn, he gets to redeploy Hammers of Sigma units. Well, he himself is a Hammer of Sigma unit, so you could use him as bait, put him somewhere, and then redeploy him somewhere else.
So you can fly around with your boats. That's nice.
I'm not sure if it's a redeploy anywhere in the battlefield, but within your territory. But still.
It's at the
put him somewhere else. It's before the game.
It's not during the game, right?
No. It's just before, which is much better in a Stormcast army, obviously, but still, it works for himself. And he can receive command abilities, or Hammers of Sigma units can receive command abilities from him for free once per turn. I mean, it saves you the command point for an all-out defense. Another nice thing that we did not mention, when he's in combat and he gets some wounds, at the end of the combat phase, if he killed anything, he heals back all his wounds. He goes back to full.
Yeah. So
for a board, pretty good. If you don't have the points for Gotrek, he might be worth considering. I think he's 320-ish points. You can ally him. And I'm sure you can make a cool conversion with a big armored guy with a big hammer.
Very dwarf. Make like a mech, like another mecha suit.
Yeah.
Big guy, big dwarf in power armor.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I think that's the Stormcast units. Aether Wings.
We thought of some other.
Points.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yes,
we did.
The Knight Judicator. The big guy with the big bow. He's got decent range. A lot of damage on that bow. And then once per game, he picks a point 30 inches away from him, rolls a dice for every enemy within 6 inches. On a 4+, they take D3 mortal wounds. Which, as you were saying, combos really nicely with the rat trap. You do, you could potentially do 3d3 mortal wounds to everyone in an area. Just clear out all the supporting heroes, like all the little 5-wound wizards and ghost heroes and whatever else you're fighting.
Yeah, he's not cheap. He's 200 and something points. He comes with 2 dogs, but it's a nice thing, yeah. He has a 30-inch shot with damage free, 2 shots damage free at 30 inches, so he can snipe some heroes. You can do the
Ren 2, right?
So you can do the Vortex, Ren 2, yeah. Vortex in, deal multiple wounds, end of movement again. Then he can shoot, or instead of shooting, do the mortal wounds.
Yeah.
So it's a nice, chip damage, and then 2 or 3 little heroes are dead. Pretty nice. Yeah, that's a good call that you mentioned there.
Interesting pick. Still not a dragon.
Not a dragon.
Okay.
No. A bit cheaper than dragons. Aether Wings up to 65 points.
Hot garbage or still good?
I think they still have a place in the game. They're cheap units. They're good, for example, in Barrack Fring, if you need to get your units to access what are called, coalition units, the 1 in 4, because they fill another 1 in 4 spot for allies. They were never an auto include or like something people took a lot of. Now you can take less. You can still take a prime and them, but just 1 unit. Before you could take 2 units. Yeah, if you have the points, like if you're left with 70, 65 points something, and you don't know what to put in.
I mean, I'd put a Gyrocopter over Aether Wings every day now.
Gyrocopter is more expensive, 75 points for one.
Yeah. If you got, yeah.
And it's not as good anymore, sadly.
Uh.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's the Stormcast boys. Obviously, you can take the what they called the new Primaris battle line.
Vigil.
Vigi something.
Yeah.
They do mortals. They have a 2-inch reach. They're similar to maybe Hearthguard Berserkers, but they have similar output. Freeze and freeze, 1 rend, 1 damage. Free up save, base save, which the Hearthguard don't have. Yep. Maybe.
That's nice.
But I mean, that's universally good. But I think probably not the thing that we're lacking, or that combines well with a Kharadron army. Okay, shall we move on to the second half of the show?
Let's look at some lists, see how they're doing.
Some lists. Yeah, we're back tournaments. Mini Paradise, the Grand Paradise event in Kassel currently being played. I've seen Colin before in the chat. He's actually there at the tournament, but he's playing Filthy Elves with Gotrek. I think he's doing pretty well. No, so we have 4 KO lists. Let's have a look. First off, goes by the name God Hand. His real name is Wolfgang Bongartz. He's playing a Barak Fring list with double Ironclad. So for the podcast listeners, I'm just going to summarize the list. We have Barak Fring with an Inspired Triumph. Grand strategy is Predator's Domain. It's 1990 points, 5 drops. We have a Battle Regiment and a Command Entourage for an extra artifact. We have an Endremaster with Dirigible Suit as the general. Obviously, with the command trait, you need to take Supremely Stubborn and the Grudge Hammer, which is well on good in him. A Navigator with the Flare Pistol. That's why we have the Command Entourage to access that. Another Navigator, so double Navigator. And the Chemist, because he's a cheap hero. 3 times 10 Arcanauts, and as battle line, and 6 Ender Riggers, also as battle line, with double Volleygun, double drill launches. And then, as mentioned, the double Ironclad.
Double Ironclad is pretty good.
So one with the last words, both with Sky Cannons. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, it'll do a lot of damage, right? You get the Ironclads, they come in, they get to reroll everything to hit. There's just a lot of just power projection, I guess. I don't know if the Flare Pistol is really necessary in this list, though, because you're Thring, right? So you're gonna get reroll 1s to hit anyway.
Yeah.
You
get reroll 1s to hit. Once per game, you get exploding 6s, and then you get the reroll 1s the rest of the game. So it's just maximizing rerolls.
With exploding 6s, I might have even given one of those Ironclads the volley cannon, just to throw more and more dice out at this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're banking on the 2 damage shots, but the problem is the rend 1 on all these guns, I think. But still, yeah, you have basically what you're doing. You're flying up with everything except 10 Arcanauts. You start shooting the Flare Pistol, and then you reroll everything, and then you move on to the next target.
Yeah.
You drop Arcanauts somewhere, or move them up from behind. So he's currently on a 2-1. He won his first game against Skaven. He won his second game against Lumineth with this list.
Ooh.
And he lost his last game, or the last game today, against Soulblight Gravelords, against a very good player, Sasha, to whom I have also lost the top table game my last tournament. He's a very experienced player. What he just does is he pops up people from grave sites everywhere and from reserve, and you cannot fly high anywhere because the board is completely blocked, which is very effective against KO.
No shame in that loss. And fair effort against Lumineth.
Yes, I'm not sure what exact list Lumineth had, but yeah, well done. Interesting list. I think double Ironclad. I went through KO and thought, how can we maximize the shooting output? I mean, that's just what we can do, where we can shine. And I always ended up with double Ironclad. Yeah, it's just points wise the most output you can get.
Oh my god! But think about it. You could get rid of these 6 Endriggers and almost fit dragons in.
Yes.
Think about that.
6 Endriggers are
240.
240 plus the 10 you have, 250. Damn it.
Like, maybe get rid of one of your chemists. Get rid of the chemist. Chemist and 6 Endriggers. Slap 2 dragons in it.
Get rid of the chemist. Then you lose the flare pistol, but who cares? We have reroll 1s.
Oh no, you don't lose the flare pistol. Do you? No. Oh yeah, you would, because battle regiment. You'd go up a lot of drops, I guess. You'd go up a lot of drops.
No. Actually, no. You need 3 heroes. Yeah. Well, yeah. You go up a lot of drops. Well, okay,
but
who cares? You already.
Now you've got
drops.
2 Ironclads and 2 dragons.
What difference does it make? 5 drops or 10 drops? Yeah, and dragons. Is this how we're gonna look at every list now? Like, can I fit 2 dragons in instead of something else?
It's just ridiculous. 6 riggers or 2 dragons.
Yeah, riggers can repair, but 2 dragons are gonna do much more killing. Probably
surviving.
Also shooting damage with multiple shots, and surviving and more points because they're monsters than 6 Endriggers riggers.
Objective taking, they're as fast. They count as 10 models instead of 6 models.
Yeah.
They'll do more screening too because they're that 3-inch apart, so they can.
Wow, so double navigate or something and send into. Yeah, I think I need to play some dragons. Okay, so yeah, chat. Let us know what you think about the list. It's doing good so far. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
It is tomorrow over here.
Yeah,
Sunday
for us. 5 minutes. Then the next list. This is goes by the name of Slack Gamer 13. His real name is Oliver Chehun. Mispronounced that, I'm pretty sure. He's also on a 2-1.
Calling out everyone.
Oh yeah, I mean, why not? You're on TV, people.
Yeah.
2-1 so far. He won against Lumineth. No, that's wrong. He lost against Lumineth his first game. Sorry, pardon.
That makes more sense.
He lost against Lumineth. He won against Cities, and he won against Idoneth Deepkin.
Okay.
And the Idoneth Deepkin player is not a bad player. He's from the Eos Worlds German team, Patrick. He only plays Idoneth.
Wow.
He knows that army better than anyone else. And he told me today that Gotrek, the man, the dwarf, the myth, the legend, just went for his army. He just marched for it. Didn't even stop to say hi. Just went for it.
Just walk. I'm just gonna walk over here, swinging my arms. If you get in my way, it's your own fault.
Yeah. Chopping up fish. So we have a Barg Zilfin list with Dominating Presence and Inspired Triumph, because why would you take anything else? 1960 points, so a very good Triumph bid. 11 drops, so very high on the drops. And we have a Navigator General with the Stormcaller trait.
Just you re-roll the half movement roll, doesn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. Then another Navigator. So again, double Navigator.
Double Navigator. It's a staple, telling you.
A Chemist with Spell in a Bottle. We have an Ender Master with Ender and Harness with the Staff of Ocular Optimization, so the tax artifact, which is not bad, but he only has a 9-inch shooting pistol, so mostly not going to benefit you. Another Ender Master with Ender and Harness, And then, as an ally, Gotrek Gurnison. Battle line 3x10 Arcanauts, a gunholder with a collapsible compartment, an ironclad with battle ram and volley cannon, and for the spell and bottle, the Warp Lightning Vortex. So he went with a Warlord battalion to get the extra artifact, a Vanguard to have Gotrek run up 6 for free, Hunters of the Heartlands, that's all his Arcanauts. Yeah.
Because why not?
That's it. So just maximum drops, gets just the benefits from battalions, but no low drops. What do you think?
Yeah, seems pretty good. I mean, you can put all your characters in that gunholder if you wanted to. Probably shouldn't, but you could. I don't know. I'm guessing he's putting these Endland Masters in the gunholder and then kind of going hammerboat with it.
Yeah, could be. I thought maybe depends on his opponent. He maybe could opt to put the Chemist into the gunholder to deliver the Warp Lightning Vortex somewhere where the Ironclad maybe couldn't land because of terrain and objectives. Or use the Ironclad to do the hero phase move and charge, and because it has the battle ram, and just use the gunholder with the Chemist in a later turn.
Yeah.
So you separate the two things, because if you face Be'lakor, he's gonna Be'lakor the Ironclad because he says, okay, so you cannot move hero phase and do shenanigans, and although it's a fly high doesn't affect it.
Although I don't know, you might Be'lakor might just Be'lakor Gotrek.
Yeah,
Gotrek's such a magnet, but hey, now you're making him he has to make a choice, Ironclad or Gotrek, and either way you win because something's gonna do a lot of damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Two Navigators with Stormcaller means you are going to half move something 100%. You probably will quarter move it even.
Yes. You have a hammerboat. You have, as Lee says, you can run the Arcanauts up because they run auto 6 in Zilfin. And then have Gotrek run up 6. He gets the lookout surf from them. And he's just sitting there in the middle. Everything that threatens your objective is going to get smashed by Gotrek. I think it's an interesting list. The Gunhunter with Drill Cannon is just going to, stay somewhere after it's done its duty delivering a vortex maybe and shoot people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. It's not bad. It's got tools, and obviously he's so far in a 2-1.
Yeah. So and yeah, he obviously knows how to use Gotrek. That's really Gotrek does take some skill to use because if you don't use him right, he's just going to walk around, charge nothing, and then eventually on turn 5 maybe trap something in a corner.
What you can do nicely with this list is you can vortex a certain area, say you don't want to go here. Well, anywhere else you can go is Gotrek, and then the rest of my army. So you can block one objective, say, I'm going to put this on the objective. If you want it, you need to walk into a vortex. And on the other objective, there's Gotrek waiting for you. So make a choice.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a nice combo. Two big threats, really, which your opponent's going to get hit by something, and they're not going to like it.
Yeah, and it shows he won against Idenef, obviously, because Vortex, Idenef, they do the big, salmon cannon ball, the Pokeball
in the beginning. Vortex loves
in the middle of it, mortal wounds to everyone, and then whatever comes out of it faces Gotrek. Yep, absolutely.
Solid list.
Yep. Next one, Castellant, also known as Patrick Lever. He's on a 3-0 so far. 3 victories so far with his Barak Zilfin list. And this is an interesting list because it has all the artifacts.
2 warlords, 4 artifacts.
Yeah. He won against cities, he won against Soulblight, and he won against Asiak Bone Reapers. All of those, I think, are good opponents for KO. There's nothing where you say, oh, it's an auto lose. But not to diminish his achievements here. Let's look at the list. It's 2,000 points, 12 drops. So again, high drop. We have a chemist as the general with a collector trait. So accessing the second artifact. Let's keep counting. Another chemist with spell in the bottle. The first one has the ocular optimization stuff. So that's your second artifact. Then we have a navigator with flare pistol. It's a third artifact. We have a second navigator with a voidstone orb. That's your fourth artifact.
2 navigators, 3 for 3.
Again, double navigator. We can see a trend here. And 2 Ender Masters without anything. 2 times Arcanauts, 1 frigate, which is battle line in Barak Zilfin, with Sky Cannon and Sky Mines. 10 Thunderers with all the fancy weapons. 3 Ender Riggers with Volley Gun and Drill Launcher. So again, probably staying in the backfield, shooting from afar. An Ironclad with Sky Cannon and the Last Word, a Vortex. And for battalions, we have a double Warlord. That's why we have all these heroes, 6 of them. And the Hunters of the Heartlands, which is the frigate, because it's battle line. It's not the behemoth anymore. It can go into there. The Thunderers and the Ender Riggers.
I mean, I guess it's interesting that everyone takes the drill cannon on their riggers, because I mean, look, Ren 3 is nice, but the Skyhook is a flat 3 damage.
I mean, this is flat 3 mortal wounds if you make it.
If you roll a 6, I guess, but you're really relying on that 6.
Well, you have a flare pistol. You can re-roll it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the one engine with the drill launcher is not going to change the game. I think for this, it doesn't matter what you put on.
No, I'm just seeing, like, every time we do these lists and someone takes riggers, they always take drill launchers instead of the skyhooks. I'm really wondering why that is. Is Ren 3? Are people really just going, yeah, I'm gonna roll so many 6s this event?
No, I don't think. But the possibility of it happening is cool. And obviously, Ren 3 is just, people run around with 1-up saves.
Yeah.
The Ren 2 is so basically the Ren 3 is just a good option there. Some heroes, they don't even get to save against it, and then you roll your 3 or your 2. It's 2 wounds, 3 runes in combination with the Vortex. It's again the chip damage, maybe the last wound you need to kill the little hero.
Or just go, no, I do 3 damage to you because I have a Skyhook.
Yeah, but then it's gonna save it on a 2-up save or some stupid whatever 3-up save, whatever it has. So yeah, personally, I'd also go for drill launcher. To be honest.
Okay.
I never do anything with the drill launchers. They don't even hit. But
no,
that's just me.
No.
So it's a lot of heroes. Traditionally, KO armies don't have that many heroes, and here we see 6 of them, obviously to access all the artifacts. But artifacts are good. The KO book has awesome artifacts. So we have the double navigator, which has a great ability. So you can quarter move something or half move 2 things. You have the Voidstone Orb auto dispel we mentioned earlier with the Knight-Incantor is very helpful in some matchups. You still have the flare pistol, so reroll everything, which is very rare in the book, and it makes your output so much better. It basically compensates that we only have Ren 1. There's a lot of shooting in the list. We have the Thunderers in the Ironclad or the Frigate. Ironclad and Frigate. The Ender Riggers. Yeah.
I'm guessing it's Thunderers in the Ironclad. It's Zilfin, yeah. So the Ironclad jumps forward in the hero phase, deploys Thunderers.
Deploys them
It's got
somewhere. Yeah.
Chemist in the background casting Spell in a Bottle, then Flare Pistol, and meanwhile the frigate's kind of coming up the back with the Arcanauts. This is actually similar to similar kind of thing to what I was doing in my event with Battle Line having 2 10-man Arcanauts and the frigate. So you start off with the Ironclad and the frigate in the corner, screen them out with the Arcanauts, just so that they don't get charged turn 1.
You could even,
and then
you can have drop one of the chemists with the Thunders. So for a -2 potentially, if they go +1.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You make this little castle, so they charge it, you unleash lots of hell. Then they try to attack, and you go, all right, so that's -2 to hit, that's -2 to hit, that's -2 to hit.
Yeah, then you have the Endure Masters. They can heal. It's the free healing for the ships. It's not bad.
I didn't have nearly as many heroes in my list, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just for the artifacts. You can drop out, and they're not expensive, these heroes. They're 100-point heroes. 105, 95, 90. The chemists, even 2 chemists with their shooting, they have 2 rend.
Yeah.
One is
2 rend is really nice.
3-up, 4-up. The other is on a 4-up, 4-up. If they're both in the Ironclad, and the Ironclad does the move and move again in the shooting phase, they're within reach. So that's 6d6 shots with 2 rend.
Yeah.
It's not nothing.
If you all-out attack and use their
and you use the flare pistol,
use a triumph,
reroll everything.
That's
wow.
4s rerolling, 3s to wound. Yeah, chemists can do work. And I'm starting to respect Ender Masters as well. I was playing a friend Josh yesterday with his KO. He's using Thring, and he had an Ender Master, and that Ender Master was just smashing stuff. Like, I don't realize, but yeah, it's just the amount of damage. The Admiral was sitting next to him, just kind of, putting out a little bit of damage, but the Ender Master was just hewing through stuff.
Absolutely, the Ender Master. I mean, this was last edition, but in my zone list with 5 attacks, rerolling 1s against monsters and heroes, he in that tournament in Milan, he averaged, I think, 80 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
He just kept doing them. 6s, 6s, and each is 3 mortal wounds. Just, boom, boom, boom. Like, yeah, I have this ship. Here's your catapult. I'm just going to attack with the guy inside. Yeah, okay. Boom. 12 mortal wounds. Like, oops. They're not bad. Mortal wounds are good. With 3 attacks. Okay, less so, but absolutely. They're not bad. So, yeah, well done, Patrick. 3-0. All the best for tomorrow. I think he's in 4th place now, facing the top bros, the big guys.
Good luck to you.
Then we have, I can actually tell you who he's facing next. Let's have a look here at the ladder. If this is correct, he should be facing Disciples of Tzeentch.
Ooh, so that's going to be a Tzeentch Archaon list, right?
I can tell.
Do any others?
Second,
any other Tzeentch lists exist?
Kairos, Be'lakor.
Oh,
and the Great Bray Shaman. Interesting. A lot of pinks.
Oh,
nice Storm Bridge Spell Portal. Yeah, wow, cool.
Well, that's I've been watching some of Simon's Order Academy. There's a guy here in Australia who plays Caesar Sigma.
Yeah, I know.
That's very similar to a Tzeentch list he was playing. That was being played by the Australian Master. So probably a good Tzeentch list. I don't know.
Kairos and Be'lakor. That's just you don't get to play.
You're not going to get you don't get to charge him ever, and one turn the Ironclad's going to be shut off. But shutting off the Ironclad in this list is going to be.
Plus the vortex is going to be annoying because it generates more pinks or like more horrors.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna go for one turn, and Kairos just eats it.
Yep.
You could probably shoot Kairos to death with this list. He's not that tough.
Absolutely, if you get in range with him. He's going to hide somewhere in the back, but yeah, if you get in range, you can definitely kill him. He has no ward save. Okay, and then the fourth KO list. This is Timo Wiebel, who we had on the show. We interviewed him after his victory at last year's German Tabletop Championship with Zilfin. You can go and watch that if you're interested. Where he took classic Zilfin Vortex double gunholder with Ironclad and Endrinmaster Endrinriggers. So
increased
now
the amount of gunhaulers.
Yeah, he doubled the amount of gunhaulers. He went to Barak Urbaz, which we said when we looked at AOS 3 the first time, we said, oh, maybe not the best choice. And yeah, Barak Urbaz. The list is called Boogman's Party Boat, which I love. The Kharadron Overlords from Barak Urbaz.
Yeah.
So already 2 tournament points for that. 1975 points, 4 drops. He has, I think, the lowest wounds, only 89 wounds in this list. But he has, he has them all the ships.
All the ships.
We have a Admiral in the Command Entourage Battalion as a general, with the command trained as Scholar and Arcanaut, which is something we don't see often. What this does, it lets you access another footnote. And he chose the footnote. There's no trading with some people, which is the one that lets you retreat and run and shoot and charge and or. Yeah, that one. Which is great because currently we can, for example, fly high out of combat, but then we would not be able to charge again, as per FAQ. This circumvents that. You can just move back, shoot, charge again. With 1 unit, don't even need a hero nearby. Just 1 unit can do it once per battle. We have an Endrinmaster with Endrin Harness in the Command Entourage. Another Endrinmaster also in the Command Entourage. We have a Navigator with a Flare Pistol, because in Urbaz we have no tax artifact. And we have Gotrek Gurnason in a Battle Regiment as an ally. Then battle line, we have 4 gunhaulers with drill cannons. 1 has the Breath of Mogrim, which we need to take. Then we have the Ironclad with the Sky Cannon and Battle Ram, so a second Endun work, which we access through the Command Entourage with another mount trait or special enhancement that we access here. So that's interesting.
Can you do that?
Yes, I believe you
can. Endun Works enhancements? I thought there was something about that they weren't. Like there was
they're like special enhancements or whatever they're called. They're not. Okay. You don't get, like, they're not specifically mentioned, but since you get 1 per from the start anyway, like a mount trait. Like,
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to argue with you if you did.
No, I think the consensus is that you can.
Yeah.
And then then we have the Battle Regiment, so that's how we get to 4 drops. Interesting list. You have the Admiral, which lets your Ironclad run and shoot, and reroll 1s to shooting. You have 2 Endrinmasters inside the Ironclad, who are gonna hammer everything that he rams the Ironclad into with the Battle Ram. So you're gonna go in, bombs, Battle Ram, bombs, 2 guys swinging their hammer, so that's 6 attacks, each 6 is 3 mortal wounds.
With and the Admiral with a hammer.
And the Admiral with 2 rend, 2 damage.
Gives everyone +1 to hit, because you can.
For a command point, and then we have a Navigator with the Flare Pistol, so all these gun haulers can reroll shooting on the Ironclad can.
Try to fish for those 5s and 6s, because they've all got drill cannons by the looks of it.
Yeah, all of them. So they're fishing for 5s and 6s, 4 shots, rerolling everything against one unit, doing 3 mortal wounds. That's that Kassel inside their little castle with minus 20 to be hit. You don't care. It's unmodified 5s and 6s, rerolling everything.
Kharadron Overlords
You just need
edition.
2. You just need 2, and they're doing 6 mortal wounds, and it's dead. Oh yeah, we forgot Gotrek. Do we?
Also,
did I mention
Gotrek?
Yeah, he's in the list. Also, Gotrek's in the list. So yeah, Gotrek's gonna march forward. He's a bit, separated from the rest of the army here, but yeah.
I guess it's always good to have a good Gotrek.
It's always good, but maybe it's a point sink in this case because he might struggle to keep up, and he might get ignored while the rest of the army is just flying elsewhere, shooting people. Plus,
I got a question though.
4 gun holders doing the drill cannons. That's annoying.
Would you like those 2 gun haulers, or would you rather 2 dragons? That's the question.
In this list, you need the gun haulers because you miss battle line.
Oh yeah.
And you cannot have dragons because you have Gotrek. And he's
the only ally. Okay, no dragons. No dragons this time.
Dragons in this list. But yeah, it's a cool list. It's not bad. 2-1 so far. So all of these lists have won 2 matches so far, minimum, with Patrick winning 3. Timo won against the Cities of Sigma list because he definitely shot the Hurricane on turn 1 with his 3 cannons. I'm pretty sure. He lost against the Ossiarch Bone Reaper, which Patrick won against in the overmatch. And he won against Slaves to Darkness, I believe. In my research here. So yeah, he can definitely do stuff.
I do like this. It would. I mean,
it is cool.
I have to.
It is cool, and I know.
Paint up 2 more gun haulers.
Timo was in the WhatsApp chat this week. Like, yeah, I need to paint more and more of these gun haulers. And the thing with his army is it's splendidly based. They all have like little Kraken arms holding up the boats coming out of the sea, like cut up toys and
I've seen that
tentacles. So it's a beautiful army, and he made 2 more gun haulers for this. And also Gotrek, I think. Not sure if he's fighting a Kraken. If anyone's interested, they played so far the First Blood battle plan, Savage Gains, Veins of Gur, which is the Falling Star one, where KO obviously are pretty good. And tomorrow they will be playing Survival of the Fittest and Feral Foray.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So just to sum up,
good tournament missions.
Yep.
I wish people over here knew what good tournament missions were, but that's another thing. We had that mission, with the Predator Prey, the Predator one.
Yeah.
Whatever that one's called. Why would you put that in an event? No.
I don't know. It's like the Vice where everything moves into the middle. I don't think it's a good tournament thing. Because if you have armies like Morathi and Gotrek, something, they're just going to move in the middle. Gargants, they're just going to sit in the middle with 4 Gargants and wait for you. Like, why?
Well, KO'd, unfortunately, not great on the Vice.
No.
Because we just don't have anything that can, like, you have to sit in the middle of the board and you have to survive whatever comes at you. And we're like, okay, Ironclad, go, I guess. Oh, look, it died. Well,
yep.
Good game.
Yeah, that's the 4 lists that we prepared. Good luck to everyone playing the last 2 games tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's all for today. This is once we kicked out Lee, we're actually managing to stay well under the 2-hour mark that we set ourselves each time.
Yeah, being efficient.
We're being German here. Really efficient, on the point. Let's go. So, anything else? Did we missed the news? Because that's usually the 30-minute talk.
Oh yeah.
That we break up, but there's not much happening.
What's news?
No news, really. Not the last weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from that event that I went to, there were 5 Soulblight Gravelords at that event. There were. It was a tiny thing. It was 10 people. 5 of them were vampires.
Yeah, that's a shame. I don't know, all these people building little vampires and skeletons. I don't understand.
People talking about 30 Blood Knights now, and they've all got 3+ saves.
30. I only bought 20 so far. Do I need to buy more?
You're not doing Blood Knighting hard enough.
No, I have 40 Graveguard I need to build and paint.
Graveguard do a lot of damage.
If you get them in, yeah, that's a bit.
They can't take a hit, but they do a lot of damage.
KO or depends on the list. Graveguard maybe are not too bad of a matchup for KO, but they keep coming back.
Oh, yeah. Also, other news. I have been cheating this whole time.
Here we go.
Sorry to all my opponents. I got it wrong. I thought in my mind all the boats heal 1 at the start of the hero phase. Turns out gun haulers don't heal 1 at the start of the hero phase.
You are healing gun haulers.
All the boats do it, right?
No.
All of them.
Only the ones with an Ender Master inside.
Yeah, well. But look at that.
That's a major thing. Okay.
Since the start of the book.
Well done. So
that's why I'm winning.
As an expert here. Okay, that's why he keeps winning. Oh, but no one ever.
Yeah. No, I didn't know either until Josh, who's the only Kharadron Overlord player I have ever played against, was like, "Wait a minute, no, that's right." Because I wasn't playing KO. It was start of his turn. I was like, "Why aren't you healing you heal all your frigates and your gun haulers?" Like, you don't heal the gun haulers. What are you talking about? I'm like, what? Sure, it's right in the book.
Well,
it's
like this. For me, I did it wrong, but bad for me. I always thought when the gun hauler saves more like a 6-up save for the other ships, he takes the wound instead, which he doesn't. So I was always applying wounds to my gun hauler, which I shouldn't have done. Maybe that's why I didn't win tournament, and you kept winning tournament.
Yeah.
Must be. We solved it, people. We solved it.
It's fine.
Oh dear.
It's fine. I wasn't taking gun haulers a lot anyway, but when I did, they were pretty tanky gun haulers.
So, any tournaments coming up for you?
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to our first teams tournament in November. Hopefully, it's in another state, and right now the states are opening, closing. Don't know, 50-50. Right now it's in Queensland, which is a okay state. It's not. There's a couple down more south that are just millions of cases, but Queensland is okay right now. Maybe. First teams event should be interesting. I haven't done teams. Yeah.
I done one. It was World, so just jump in at the maximum level. It was it's so great.
That was your first one?
It was my first one, and I think it benefits KO or team tournaments because you try to avoid the hard matchups. A singles tournament, you need to prepare. You need an all-comers list. You need to prepare for everything, and if you get the 3 Foxes and 30 Sentinels, you're just screwed. Whereas in a team event, it depends how many teams players you have per team. We had 6. Next year will be 8. Maybe KO definitely might have a place where you can say, okay, I'm trying to avoid these 2 armies and pair it against the other 6, and you have a game. So that's something I think I like it. It's because the pairing is already half of the victory.
Yeah.
How to pair, and if you have armies that can pair well.
I think it'll be really cool to be able to experience that, like that pre-game tactics kind of thing.
It is fun. It is great because you're as a team there, and you have the team spirit, and support each other. And you have this at every tournament. Everyone who plays Warhammer, we're just great people, aren't we? All.
We're just the best people.
We're the best people, and team events, like, it's so cool to meet these people from other places, other nations, other regions, playing against them and their teams, their clubs, and you get a lot of dice.
Worlds.
They always give you dice. Yeah.
Now we've got Aethercast dice to throw at people.
Yeah. And that's just, it's cool. And I think team events are a thing for competitive gaming. Team events are definitely something to look out for.
Yeah.
The more and more. We have the Six Nations coming up now in 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks, in the UK, with nations like, Scotland, England, Wales, Ireland, Northern Ireland, and for some reason Sweden. I don't know why, but they're in there. So that's fun. We have Chaos Worlds in May in Prague with, I think, probably 16 nations, maybe more. Depends on the restrictions and traveling next year.
Okay.
So that's a lot of people with 8 players per team. So that's a lot of people. That's like 100 plus people just in a team event. That's gonna be fun. We have the Bobo something British
October Heat.
October Heat, apparently, for the people over in the UK coming up. So rolling hot. There's team events. I think also Element Games in the UK is doing some team events with 4-player. Always fun. Tangent. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sweden. If Evelina's still in chat, I was in Sweden last week. I didn't go all up to the end of the world where you live, but just down to south. And I met up with my opponent from AOS Worlds, from the Swedish team, Adam. I met at his local club for a night. I watched him play. He was learning 3rd edition for Six Nations. He was playing Thunder Lizards, and you know what he faced? He faced 3 Maw Crushers in Iron Jaws.
So just
those
monster mash.
Those Maw Crushers just walked through all the Stegodons. It was scary.
No!
They have so many attacks, rend-free damage 4. They just go through. Like,
they stomp 3 plus D3 mortal wounds.
I know they
do a lot of mortal wounds.
They did insane damage. It's just, and he was reducing all the damage by 1 in Thunder Lizards.
Yeah,
it was still scary stuff. So the Swedes are up to their game. That was cool to see. If anyone's watching from the Swedish team, hi, thank you for inviting me to have a look. It was great to meet up again after Milan. So little tangent there.
That's nice. So the team's event is going to be 4 people per team. It's not as big as Worlds. But interestingly, so I'm probably going up with we might be taking another Kharadron Overlords player, which means I don't get to play Kharadron Overlords.
Ooh, what are you playing?
So I got to play something else. I don't know yet. It's next month. It's like a month away. I got to think of something. Maybe Tzeentch? Dragons.
Dragons is the answer. Dragons. Tzeentch, okay. Yeah, for team events, it's always nice to have different armies that do different things. So you have the range threat from KO. You have the Tzeentch list. That's just, board control magic, and blocks the board. You might want something that can really hit hard.
We've got a Soulblight Gravelords player.
Yeah, that depends what list. It's very varied, the lists, maybe. And I think something that you will always encounter now in tournaments is Sons of Behemoth.
So it'd be good to have our own Sons of Behemoth player.
Absolutely. In 3rd edition, yes, absolutely. Because on against some armies, it's just an auto win because they cannot kill the Gargants fast enough while you keep scoring.
Yeah, DPS check.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a DPS check that KO, in my opinion, currently struggle.
That might be a good pick. I'll see if I can get the Suns guy to.
I mean,
to come on board.
Anyone, you just need to find someone who has 4 Gargants, and you can learn this army in an afternoon. Like, no offense, Sons of Behemoth, but you walk forward, you sit in objectives, and that's what you do. You throw some. It's a very
Timmy army.
Like, you don't forget to kick your objectives in your hero phase. Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's like, it's effective, but it's a bit dull in my opinion. No offense.
Take these 4 guys.
Destruction bros down under. I know there's loads of them. It's definitely.
They love
It's a good list against against the Foxes lists. They don't care. They just sit on objectives. They don't care if the Foxes block them or they can't reach the Foxes. And the Sentinels, they cannot. Yeah, they can kill a Gargant in 2 turns. But yeah, that's
at that point. You have 8 turns
that's 8 turns to kill them all. Depending on the scenario, it's tough. So yeah, that might be an option. Absolutely. I've been experimenting a bit with cities, with Iron Drakes and bridges, just because they can kill Gargants. I tried the big dragon, Krondis, although the model's not out yet. I just proxied him. I tried him out the overnight. His spell is so good. The -1 save spell. Like, your -1 save. Oh, and these Iron Drakes, they have 2 rend, so you're -3 now. And 2 shots of those are -4 with d6 damage because you're a monster. It's just good.
Yeah.
2+ rerolling ones. Practically free rend. Fun.
Yeah. So
yeah, absolutely fun.
Yeah.
So I think we're babbling. We're on tangent now. Thank you everyone for joining us today. If there's any topic you would like us to cover in the future, leave a comment. While you're at it, down there below the video, click like, click subscribe if you haven't. If you want to be up to date with everything we do, we try to bring you shows every week, once per week. Currently, there's not much happening for KO or tournament-wise with KO. But who knows? We have some new battletomes coming, but they're all destruction or chaos.
So not a lot of order, not a lot of allies.
Yeah, I think Cities start of next year. A new Dawnbringer Crusade book. I don't know if it has all the other people in there still, or if it's just Free Guild, just the Humies. I don't know. We have Gits coming. We have Ogres, Nurgle, and Beast of Chaos also coming.
And we're going to have to see whether or not this Aethercast stays a Kharadron Overlord focused podcast, or if we now go to an all dwarf podcast.
Yeah, but although that will probably come end of next year, I think. We'll see the fusion, the Dwarden War Clans book. I think now we've seen some leaks, and not leaks, but some hints of that, rumors from different people now, which are credible.
Yeah,
it makes sense. We talked about this before. So yeah, if you liked us more than you like Lee, leave a like. And keep rolling 6s, people. Bye-bye.
Catch ya.